Welcome. In this lecture, we would talk about ecotourism, one of the major branches of tourism geography, where we have focused about tourism in the previous lecture along with the theories related to tourism. In this section, we would talk about exclusively ecotourism. Now, as the word suggests, it is an amalgamation of two concepts, ecology plus tourism. That means tourism in such a way that the ecology is disturbed to its minimum in very simple language. So when we talk about ecotourism, it has certain principles that you need to abide by. Also note, ecotourism is different from sustainable tourism. When I say sustainable tourism, that means I am trying to make tourism with a focus of sustainability and a concept which implies least harm. However, when I am talking about ecotourism, my main focus here is to keep ecology or the environment pristine as it can be. That means I am aiming to conserve the nature, and along with that I am promoting the concept of tourism. Now, what are the basic principles that underlie ecotourism? The first important is there has to be a minimum impact. Now, minimum impact in terms of physical, social, behavioral as well as psychological impact onto the surroundings. So my surroundings should be pristine, untouched. The next is whatever things are present around should be maintained with their serenity. That means the tourist must have a positive experience, and the host, here what is the host? Nature is the host. So nature again has to have a positive experience. That means there has been no damage that is done to the nature. Nothing has been touched or changed in light of bringing in tourism. This kind of tourism would have the local dwellers bring in their native arts, their native culture, and also bring in financial benefit to the communities which are living or residing in that area. Also, this kind of experience would be a immemorable experience because people usually don't have an idea about getting an experience where they can be so close to the nature and the surrounding. This would also come up with the right religious, spiritual beliefs, the rights of the people, the indigenous local population, how they can survive, conserving the local heritage and preserving the biodiversity. So those are some of the major principles that are taken into account when we focus on ecotourism. Now, ecotourism has its advantages, disadvantages. There are certain ecotourism blocks that are established. So various scholars have given the concepts in a different way. It was first Helzer who gave the 4 pillars of ecology, ecotourism in 1965. His idea of ecotourism talked about the 4 important concepts. That is, first is the environmental effect of the ecotourism. That means what would be the effect on the environment or the surrounding? How would you respect the host? The host here, I mean again, is the nature. How would you respect the nature when you are bringing in a ecotourism? How would you improve or benefit the resources for the local community? And the last important is how the travelers would have a satisfying experience. So that is the key idea. So there are 1, 2, 3 and 4 pillars that Helzer propounded. Later on, Sablos-Larkusian in 1987 gave a definition to explain ecotourism, and that says that when you are traveling to an undisturbed, uncontaminated area with an objective, the idea is simple. You want to praise the beauty, the scenery, the flora, the fauna, the plants, the animals, and have a close existence with the nature and the surrounding. understand the culture in the present as well as the past reference. And that's what the idea of ecotourism propounds for. It was back in 1978 that Miller worked on the concept of eco-development, and this work was mainly confined to the regions of Latin America. Few documents have been created which talk about eco-tours. Now these eco-tours were mainly in the regions of Canada, Midwest Canada, and that were during the 1980s. Now all these kind of programs have been constantly going on with the support and an idea to help you understand how ecotourism is extremely important. One such good example is the Few Way Lodge in